So I'm Teddy Phillips, AKA Stat the Artist, and Stat, it's a real nod to my grandfather whose name was Stature. It's kind of like an ode to him too, because activism is in my art. I'm a resident of Seattle and a Seattle Sounders fan. I moved out here 2 years ago. I work in tech. I'm an engineer at Microsoft. And my artwork, I'm a digital artist. My color palette comes from this painting that you see right behind me. I take all the colors out and I splash them on the page around a centralized figure. So I wanted to use my talents to start a justice series to where I chronicle the individual that was unjustly killed, but I wanted to demand justice in their name. I started with Ahmaud Arbery. It was too painful to release him. I didn't even release him first. But when George Floyd happened, it was like the last straw. So I released George Floyd, then I did Breonna, and those kind of went viral for me. In Seattle, we're protesting every day. Me and a few friends, we went down to CHOP and we painted Black Lives Matter down the street. Then we decided to invite 16 of our friends to come out and paint over the murals to beautify the place. It really changed the narrative of what CHOP was. I was responsible for the I painted over it for the culture. What for the culture means is giving honor to your ancestors, praising them for what they've done for you, but actually making sure you're carrying on the tradition and you're honoring them in everything that you do. I developed an app around it. The app is a Black charades game celebrating Black culture.
Oh, this wait, no. That's stay out of grown folks' business.
It's available on the iOS store and the Android store, free of charge. I just wanted to provide representation for people of color on the app platform. My grandfather, he was an activist. He marched right behind Martin Luther King, and he really taught us activism through peaceful protest. He kind of instilled that in all of us. So I designed an armband that says BLM. I took the traditional colors that I use from my color palette, mixed in the Sounders colors, came up with something that the players are gonna wear on their arms. So I went to the MLS Cup. My boys won. It was a great experience. I felt great being a champion going into the next year. I felt really empowered. I think sports is a great platform to keep carrying the conversation and keep the conversation going on, to talk about social injustice and talk about disparities within the movement for equality. With protesting, we made our voices heard. But at the same time, we have elected officials that are in office that aren't doing what we wanted. They only get one time. They get an audition. The first time is audition. If they're not doing what we want, we need to get someone else in to actually do the job that we asked them to do. That vote is on me, and the vote is on you, and it's on your friends, and it's on your family. Every election, you have an opportunity to create change. There's a lot of people that have done wrong that haven't been arrested. And I think the Sounders for taking the time to point the reflection back on that cause and elevating Black Lives Matter. It's a movement, it's not a moment.